Just get Chinese rail, they said. It will be fine. It will be absolutely fine. And this would be fine, but guess what? Now your machine frame needs to be quite stiff in order to not bend. I don't think I will buy this again. Okay, so this is even worse than I thought. So I thought that there will be like consistent bow to these rails, but apparently that is not the case. So these two rails do not match. And so I was like, okay, well, where is the problem? So I was like, is it here? No. Is it here? Yeah, so I straightened this one a little bit. I mean, as much as I could, really. I think I will have to get some clamps or whatever. And I know that I won't get specification for flatness from Hybin, but at least they try. Anyway, here's a little trick for you. If you ever tried to align these rails, you know that this is a huge pain. So you basically need to borrow precision. And what you can do is you can align this like this simply. That's simple enough, right? So these start at the same position, but now how do you deal with this? Well, you can get a brass rod like this, nothing special. Put it in the drill press and run it over some sandpaper, like move the sandpaper and this is static. So now you have flat end. Well, not really flat, it can be only this shape, which is fine. Then do the same thing at the other side, and if you are aiming for specific length, I mean this is brass, it's easily machined, so you can do this, but this is pretty fine, I think. So what you can do is put this here, bang the rail against this thing, and tighten the screw, just hand tight, and do the same on the other side. Only if the hole was drilled precisely. Am I right? So, well, I guess now I will have to put shim here and use this with shim or make new caliber, bigger one, because this is limited by this thing. But anyway, you can use this to measure basically the gap. This is obviously too close together because it is pinned there, so I will have to do some manual adjustments. I guess today is another food prep day, like last 365 days, but guess what? I have some noodles! I finally brought this machine out of storage. Man, I almost forgot how to use it. Like, you would think that this is simple machine, like you press the button and it will go, but actually no. The art is in feeding the material correctly and I guess lubricating it with flour correctly so it doesn't stick to the rollers. But anyway, that worked. I thought that I would run these rollers through the lathe because they are not perfectly concentric, but I did not do that. So this machine is kinda sorta ready, well, at least for testing. There are some things that I need to change because previously this was designed such that the dough will be fed into the machine this way and this will cut it. And so I guess the good thing is that the noodles would fall off. The bad thing is that well, this was done with this contraption, which like was supposed to grab the dough and like force it through. I mean, this looks like it could work, but it does not work. The problem was the blade geometry. It is designed to push material this way away, and right now this is designed to work such that, well, I can show you, I guess. So this basically cuts the noodles and then moves this way by 1.5 millimeters. And because there is a bunch of these sheets, they would be pushed this way and nothing would be cut. So Simple enough, I just flip the blade around. It is symmetric, so that should work. Oh shit. I thought this was impossible, but I am stuck. Holy shit. Holy shit. Ah! Fuck's sake. Alright, so the blade is flipped, as you can see. There will still be a little bit of like deflection, and another thing that I need to do is basically when well, I think I can simulate this. Let me sacrifice few things here. Yep. Yeah, something like this. So let's say that I want to cut this. So you probably could see that each time this cut the thing and moved up, I got moved a little bit like towards here anyway. So I need to program the movement such that there will be some time delay after this sensor hits. The knife will move down to cut the dough, and then it starts moving up, and then it will move basically a little bit backwards, even though I think that the force was felt immediately after the dough was cut. Let me try this again. Yeah, it was felt immediately practically. So anyway, so to deal with height, I will need to add some material here, some sacrificial thing that the knife will go into few micrometers at least, so the last dough can be cut. And I know that this is possible, and there is not much force required to do that, and because of that this knife is like spring-loaded, basically, you could say, even though there are no springs. There are just two screws here and no screws here. So this is spring-loaded by the elasticity of the wood. So first let's deal with the height of the knife, I guess. As you can see, there are no adjustment for that, so I don't want to eat melamine as much as I don't want to eat fiberglass anyway, so probably even less melamine than fiberglass would be good for me. So instead of adjusting the knife, I will put some sacrificial material there, and I will start with paper, because paper is very flat, very cheap, very replaceable. Okay, here's the first test subject. I will hold this right here and we'll see how this handles itself. Okay, I can already see that these are too thick, but yeah, I need to press with quite a lot of force here in order for this to not move. And I see another issue. You probably wouldn't be able to see it, but if you look, the pasta is getting under the dough because it is being lifted, so I definitely need to hold it here. The question is, if I hold it here, yeah, I still have quite a lot of backlash, I guess you can call it. Okay, so I had some time to think about this, and I think I know what I will do to make this not require any mechanical changes, but let me dispose of this thing. And also, I think that the bottom sheet dough will not be cut. Let's see about that. Yeah, fuck. Well, fuck. And indeed, exactly what I thought. Okay, so the first batch is prepared, and I guess cut. Now I'm thinking if I hold these like this, then there should be no problems. There are problems. Yeah, there needs to be some kind of alignment here that aligns these. And bigger back step, definitely bigger back step. Alright, so this is batch 3 or 4 or whatever. I will try to do this without hands. I've increased step back to 1 mm. We'll see how that works. I would say so far so good. I kinda hope that in the future I would be able to dry them in this state, because, well, they are a lot more compact like this. Okay, this time I have a lot of various lengths, and I want to see how this behaves, because it would be quite common occurrence, I would say. So I will do the same thing. I will put some heavy weight on this side. Alright, I think this will be okay, but still, let's try to do this. It's a good question whether I can attach some guides to here, so they would move basically, so this would cut, move, cut, move, cut, move, but they would still hold this aligned to the knife. If that would be possible, I think that would be ideal solution. Ah, these are magnetized. That's not good. Ah. What I think would happen with movable guides is that it would start pushing material away when it can, because now there are some pieces that are not supported by this heavy weight, and so they could be moved really easily. So I'm not sure if I will do that. It's more likely that I will 3D print some fancy container for this with guides. And I mean, if I will be, say, if I will have, say, 0.5 mm clearance from the knife, the material is so crumbly that if it is not cut, it will just crumble away, so it is not that big deal, I think. Alrighty, so I'm very happy with this machine. I know what I'm eating tomorrow at least. Obviously this takes a little bit more time than like simplest possible recipe, I guess. There was quite a bit of scrap too. I need to weigh all of this and calculate in theory how much per hour can I produce. Now those scraps that were not able to be cut, I actually don't throw them away. I use them for cutting these squares. This type of pasta is also quite good. It has even different kind of texture than this or the dropping that I was producing last time. So The scrap was apparently 180, so okay, about 500 grams this could be. So back of the envelope calculation, this took probably like 20 minutes, so I could speed up the machine a little bit, I could load it a little bit more, but we are at about this rate of production, which is definitely not amazing. What is also not amazing is the need to load it quite often. So ideally I would be able to automate the loading of this thing, which is technically possible. Like if so technically I could remove this power supply and I could have containers that would be stacked here, and when this thing finishes, it basically like pushes the new container in and the old container would go out. Because like previously I was thinking like, okay, can I like time this motor so it stops in the bottom position and pushes the noodles out, but that is not very reliable. So if I could have them in containers and dry them in containers, that would be absolutely amazing. I guess I can mount some mechanism on this moving platform that can like grab the container and pull it in, pushing the old one out. Then it would have to jog a little bit back and finish pushing it in, because it cannot be done in one move. But that's fine, like that would be possible. Like that's possible with like one servo motor for 100 crowns. So however, it would be a lot of pasta until I get to that point probably. So anyway, I also wanted to address like why do it this way, because I had the roller machine, but the geometry of the noodles, like were they even noodles? Like they were so deformed that the storage of them was absolutely impossible. This is absolutely straight. I mean, look at this thing. I can measure its thickness, and it will not change as I pull it. This is absolutely precise thing. And believe it or not, the straightness of these noodles has an effect on their texture.